Hey guys, and welcome to Miss Davis Virtual Classroom of Excellence. This is an instructional video for your team's assignment, the Trash Tag Challenge CER for honors. If you are not an honor student, yeet, you're in the wrong video. Okay, so this is due tomorrow, aka Friday, which is probably today when you're watching this. It's due Friday, May 1st. And you have the full 5-day late period if you don't turn it in today. I just want to point that out to you guys. This closes next Friday. So that being said, here's your goal. You're going to watch this video and you're going to attempt to do this on your own and try to turn it in today. I recommend watching this video in its entirety because I'm going to be sprinkling little treats for you in throughout the video, like tricks and tips, special things that if you watch my video, I know you watched it because you did something. I don't want to give it away because I don't want to give it away in the beginning when people will like just skip ahead. But if you watch this video, I'm going to be giving you things to help you, like not full answers, but I'm going to help you like a lot. So please watch this in its entirety. I know it's going to be a long video. I don't know, I'm a minute into it. I know it's going to be a hot minute. My one for standard was almost 30 minutes, and I know it's a lot, but bear with me. I'm going to explain to you why it takes me so long and why it's okay. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to give anything away. All right. First off, I want to point this out. This is for everybody. If you make a mistake, you can resubmit it to me before the last late day. So, for example, let's say you turn this in today. It's trash. You're going to fail it. I'm going to put a 10 out of 20. Okay, I'm going to give you 50%. 50%, you need to fix this. You're going to see it in Power Schools. Do not email me asking me why you failed. I'm going to put feedback in your assignment so that you can see, maybe mark it up or put red, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and you can fix it and resubmit it to me. You'll have the weekend or whatever time you need to resubmit it to me, and then I will, with no late points deducted, that is your makeup. You only get to send it to me twice. Once, if it's wrong, I'll send it back to you, and then you send it back to me the second time, and that's your final grade. I'm not doing it 6 times. Nope. There's 143 students possibly turning in this assignment twice. So no, you only can turn it into me 2 times. Okay, so don't email me asking why you failed. I'm going to give you instructions on how to fix it. If you are fixing it and you're struggling, then you message me because I need to kind of filter what the questions I'm getting because I honestly can't message all of you in one day. It's too much. It's very overwhelming for me. So I'm literally having to copy and paste answers to students. Like I'm not even saying, hi, how are you? It's like, boom, there's the answer. Boom, there's your answer. Boom. I need to filter the amount of questions I'm getting. Okay. So it's just a lot. And yeah. Anyway, so just a heads up, if you completely fail, you have an opportunity to make it up, to fix it and resubmit it to me. Okay. If you resubmit it, then you message me, hey, I resubmitted it. Thank you for the opportunity, which you should thank me because I don't have to be this nice. Thank you for letting me fix it. Cool. I will know to make sure to double check your work just in case. And I will get back to you and say, hey, I saw you made it up. Here's your new grade. Or, hey, I can't open the document, resend it. Like, I'm going to work with you and be flexible. So please don't make it harder on me that I'm going out of my way to make sure you guys do not fail a 20-point assignment and possibly fail a quarter. So don't bombard me. All right, that's it. That's all I want to say. I love y'all. You're doing great. Honors is not as big of an issue as standard. Bro. Anyway. Okay, so when you're going down the bottom of the thing, you've got the results in a PDF for those of you who may need it, okay, who don't have access to PowerPoint. And this kind of goes over how I did that first video to help you. So here's your results right here. Here's where you're getting your data. Here's where you're getting your numbers. Like I get so many messages like, where do I get the numbers? It's in the PowerPoint. Like, bruh, killing me. All right, but it also is a PowerPoint that you can edit even in Teams. I know some students want to do this as a PowerPoint. That's great. Just make sure you have done everything in the rubric, everything that you're supposed to do. Okay, I'm going to explain what I mean in a minute. All right, this is where you submit your work. All right, I need to note to self, I need to make these worded better so you understand what you're doing. So here are your instructions. Here's your rubric. And here's where you do your work. Oh my God, what? So if you wanted to do a PowerPoint, you need to make a page. Each slide, a slide for testable question, a slide for your claim, a slide for your data table, okay, a slide for your graph, a slide for your evidence, and a slide, maybe 2 slides for your reasoning, okay? That's what I would do, okay? Have a title page with your name on it and go from there if you want to do that, okay? And then leave this open for you to see. Like, I just feel like students just ignore this entire thing, and then you ask me questions that are in here to help you. I don't write this stuff to waste my own time, guys. I write it so it can help you, okay? I don't get onto the data table. Let me read through this. I'm still confused. Then you message me, okay? It's fine to message me. I'm not mad that you guys are messaging me. I just want to limit how much, I don't say dumb questions, but dumb questions that I'm getting. I don't know how to say it. All right, so let's take this step by step, okay? All right. I feel like everybody's stuck on the question, man. The question is like throwing y'all off. The reason why the question is hard is because you're doing this backwards. Okay, you did the experiment, you know what the results are, and you're trying to make a question. Your questions need to be more umbrella-ish statements, and you can't just say, well, how much trash should we collect? No, that's not a scientific question. There's no variables. That's not a scientific question. It's a question. It's a great question. It's a great hypothesis type question. It's not a testable question. Okay. How much trash do we collect? We collected this much. Wow. That's not really a report. that's tweet, bro. So that's why you have to use these thicker, more dense thesis type statements. Okay. So I'm going to go into the PowerPoint. Here's my first little freebie. If at this point you are still struggling, you're lucky I like y'all. If you are still struggling, no. If you're still struggling with testable questions, these are the ones that I gave to standard. If you use these, I will deduct points, but not a lot, because I asked you to make it yourself. But if you are sitting here like almost in tears, I had a student say that she was really frustrated, like almost in tears because she couldn't figure out how to write the question, and her and I went back and forth for like, I'm not kidding, an hour, and she still was struggling. I gave her one of these, and I realized that maybe more students might need this, and she's an honor student, and I was very proud of her. She got it together. She picked one of these and actually reworded it better, in my opinion. But anyway, she used these. So I'm okay with you guys using this. Just know that I might take a point or two off, okay? Because the point was for you to write your own testable question. So these are good questions. Maybe, now again, like you copied and pasted, I mean, cool. If you copy and paste these and use them, I'm going to deduct a point. You rewording it, don't do that. Just be honest and say, I copied what you said, okay? All right, how does recycling affect the amount of waste produced in a household? Okay, so you're comparing the amount of trash and recyclable items. Okay, waste, recycling, and trash are both waste. One is reusable and one isn't. That's the difference. Okay, that's what we change. That's what we change as researchers, as scientists. We're changing what is collected. We are sorting out the recycling from the trash. We are changing it. We are changing the recyclable items into recyclable items out of trash. That makes sense. Okay, and the amount immediately tells you that it's the dependent variable, because that's what you measure. The amount of waste, the total amount of trash altogether. So you're comparing the amount of like trash, garbage, to recyclable and reusable items. Okay, stuff that's going to be trash it's basically landfill versus reusable. That's what you're doing. When you say trash and recycle, that's what you're doing, this little boxing match between those two things. You're doing a little versus. Okay, the second question, how does the location in a household, meaning what room did you find stuff, bro? You can't say, I found things in my room. One, this is a scientific report. The only I in science is in science. The word science. You do not use I, we, me, they, us, them. Even if you had a collection of like 100+ scientists, you always refer to yourself in the third person. So do not put, where did I find the most items in my house? No, that's a great question. But it's a short answer. It's a yes or no. It's a one word. That's a tweet question. Answer, it's a question, and then a quick answer. It has no facts, like not enough facts behind it. So you have to have your variables. Location in your house, aka the room you found it in, because people change what room. You started in your kitchen. Okay, think about it. It changed. You went from your kitchen to your bedroom to your bathroom to other places in your house. You as a scientist moved around. The effect was amount of waste. Where in your house did you find the most waste? But you can't say where, you can't say you have to say how does the location affect the amount of waste collected. Does everybody, I hope you understand that. You're comparing location to the amount of waste. What room had the most waste in it? That's what you're going to answer. Your answer is this room increase or decrease the amount of waste collected, or these locations, but that's how you're going to write your claim. And then here's the other one. How does the amount of waste change over time? You're comparing the present waste to future waste. Neither one of these questions is easier than the other one. It's just which one makes more sense to you. Like the amount of work for all three of these questions is exactly the same because you're using all the same data. It's just how did you interpret the data? How did you interpret this experiment? Which one is just easier for you to understand and wrap your head around? Okay? If you're like, I don't get that, I don't get it. Pick one of these three that help you. Okay. All right. Moving forward. All right. Sorry. All right. So I also just realized that was I'm 11 minutes in, and I'm still on the question and still doing stuff that I already have done in the past 2 days. So fast forward and rewind as you need to, but now I'm going to get into stuff that maybe you're still confused on. So you're going to edit this document, edit in browser, okay? And so you're going to have your testable question. You're going to go down here. If you scroll down, wow, here's everything for you. It's step by step so that you don't forget anything, okay? So you're going to put your testable question in. You're going to write your claim here. Your claim is the answer to your testable question. If you're not sure how to write a claim, bro, it's right here. A claim is a statement or conclusion. It's a thesis statement to your testable question. There should be a few short sentences, 1 to 2 for each claim. I mean, it's really just, you have one claim, so it's 1 to 2 sentences. Okay, 1 for trash and 1 for recycling if needed. That's if you were testing multiple things. Okay, some of you might need to. Okay, all right. So here's an example of a claim. In my experiment yesterday. Okay, my testable question, how do students who cannot recycle affect the amount of trash? I just restated the question. The amount of students unable to recycle increased the amount of trash. Do not say more, do not say less, say increase or decrease, be scientific. Use big words. I don't think increase and decrease are big words, but apparently they are. So use increase or decrease, okay? How do students affect? It's affected by whether or not it was increased. Do you see how you're just plugging it in? Oh, here's my independent variable. It affected by increasing the amount of my dependent variable. Y'all, that's so hard. If you're not sure if it increased or decreased and you're not sure how to answer this quite yet, just fill it in. Fill it in. Start the formula for independent variable. I'm going to leave this blank and then put my dependent variable and just wait and then see if I can figure out this answer. Wow, that's tough. The question and the claim are the shortest things that you do, but they take the longest. I don't understand. All right. Moving on to evidence. So in this one, my evidence, a lot of students get confused and they think this is where we're going to explain everything. Nope. You're just basically writing in 2 sentences exactly which numbers you're using. Okay, exactly which numbers you're using. So in your assignment, you're going to notice that, okay, evidence, okay, you know how there's a data table and then it says graph and then evidence? That's because you have to explain your graph, you have to explain or restate your evidence. Let me explain. Let me go back. Okay. Our evidence is this. This is my data chart, and this is my graph. This is my evidence. Okay? Okay. This is how it would look if I was just to write my evidence out. Oh my God, 2 sentences. What exactly? And it's just numbers. I'm not explaining anything. I'm just saying, hey, here, out of all this mess, Here's what you really need to focus on. This. You only need to focus on these four numbers. 22%, 2,467. Yeah, you focus on four numbers. How many numbers are in here? Okay, and you notice how I narrowed it down to 4? I cut it in 2, 4, 6, 8, and I cut it in half. Okay, I cut the amount down by half because I only need to focus on the half. I need to focus on 22% of students unable to recycle. Increase the amount of trash by this much. The total of trash increased from this to this. Okay, increase. Here's what I told Standard to do. And you can totally do this, but be careful. You can, if you are confused on how to do this chart, you can copy it. Okay, and I'm going to show you, like, literally. All right, say you don't want to use this. Cool, you can delete it. I just wanted to, some students don't know how to use this stuff, so copy and paste it. It takes a second. Okay, cool. Well, I don't need this row. Oh, wait, just kidding. Okay. Change the color. Wow, I would bold it. It's easier to see, personally, for me. Wow, cool. Now I'm just going to delete some of the things that, this is another one of my really great hints. Do I need this for my question? Maybe not. I don't need this. I don't need this. I'm going to leave total, and I'm going to use recalculated results or effect. Yeah, effect. I like it. Okay, and then you're going to plug in the numbers that you need. Okay, so for example, if you're doing location, here's my suggestion. If you're doing the location one, I would do recycle. This, and there's literally a dozen different ways you can show this off. Like, there's really no right way to do this. Okay, and then I would put location, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, and keep going, right? And then put how much we're each in each one, total, cool, if you want to do percentage, whatever. Or let's say you're doing recycle trash. You're going to do time, present, future, total. Why did I do total? Add them together. Okay. Just kind of compare the information. Okay, so that's just a bunch of different ways you can do this, and it's really hard to be wrong in the data as long as you're just kind of putting your variables in the right place. As long as your variables are in the right place, it's really hard to fail on the graph part. That's all I'm saying, and I don't want students to get tripped up on it. And then your graph. Okay, you go in and you decide, do you want to do, and I explained this yesterday, you decide, do you want to do a bar graph, line graph? Again, you can do this in here. Let me show you how you do it. So, insert. Maybe you can't do it. Now I'm going to learn. Okay, look at that. See, now I just learned. You can't do it in here. Oh, you can't do it in the Teams version. Okay, so if you are doing this in Word, you can add a chart. Well, I'm glad I did this for you then. There you go. But you can't copy and paste. Oh, wait, insert table. Ha. So if you can insert a table, why can't you insert a chart? That's annoying. Anyway, so for the chart and graph, you might have to use PowerPoint, or you can use forms. There's like a dozen different ways you can make a graph. If you need to hand draw it, bro, and take a picture and post on there, do what you gotta do. If you have an issue physically creating the graph, I know somebody posted that they couldn't do it, message me and I'll help you with that, okay? I'll help you. You can message me for that one. All right, now, and then remember, your evidence is just 2 sentences. Picking out, it's not cherry picking because you're not manipulating the data. You're not hiding anything. Cherry picking is when a scientist is like, oh wait, you mean 5 people got cancer from my drug, but 10 people felt better? I'm just gonna say 10 people felt better. Nobody got sick, nobody got cancer. But don't you think those 10 people would want to know that you could possibly get cancer? You know what I'm saying? Like, cherry picking is when you hide stuff. You're not cherry picking, you're pulling the evidence that backs up your question. Hey, or my answer. Hey, my answer was that it increased. Here's the data that proves that it increased. or prove that it decreased. That's all you're doing, okay? All right. Here's why it's so important to do this step by step. Your reasoning, okay? Your reasoning, okay, so that's all my evidence right there. Wow, okay? Look, guys, I just want to point this out to you. I've done this, I literally have done this entire assignment through my question. Watch. Testable question, 1 sentence. Claim, 1 sentence. Evidence is 2 sentences. Wow, you mean to tell me I've done half of this assignment in five sentences? Bruh, yeah, look at that. 5 sentences. From here to here, 5 sentences. I don't know why y'all get tripped up on 5 sentences. It's 5 sentences. Don't freak out, bro. Maybe it's 6. It's definitely not less than 5, but it's 5. You know, the data table and graph they're just going to take you some time to do, but it's just inputting information and making it feasible, making it understandable. Like, you're trying to explain this information as a scientist. You're sharing your results of our challenge, and you're trying to get somebody else to understand it. Okay, but unlike, you know, let's say, just to be devil's advocate, I guess, the news, they don't always show you every single fact in something that they're saying. This is trying to show that, hey, here was our testable question, here's our answer, here's the facts behind it. Let me dumb it down for you in the evidence, and then explain it to you in the reasoning. Cool. You're welcome. Okay, I'm not hiding anything. Here's the information, but let me just make it faster for you to understand. That's it. This is like a status or I can't say tweet, but it's a fast version of a report. If you're doing a full scientific report, it's 15. If I had to do an entire scientific report, guys, it would be 5 pages, not 5 sentences. So you're welcome. Okay, don't get tripped up on 5 sentences, y'all. Let's go. All right, here we go. Let's get into reasoning. Finally, we're here. 22 minutes later. Okay, that's my reasoning. Let me explain it to you. Let me do it step by step. Let me go through it, because I literally wrote it with my other class. Okay. Here's what I did. Let's do it step by step. Okay. So my testable question, right, was I focus on, for my experiment, okay, how do students who cannot recycle affect the amount of trash? And my answer was the amount of students unable to recycle increase the amount of trash. Because remember, we subtracted the amount, that 22%. We subtracted it from the recycling to get a lower total. Then we added it, we moved it and added it to trash, and it increased. Okay, so I'm explaining that. So I'm just going to kind of have like a little introduction. Students collected blank amount of waste. Okay, that blank amount of waste is these two together. Okay, these two together is that answer, that blank. Okay. Next sentence. When items are recycled, they can be reused. Okay, so we collected, you know, sorry, I was going to do amount of waste. I just threw in a number because I don't want to do math. This amount of waste, okay? When items are recycled, they can be reused. Guys, I'm making an introduction. I'm explaining why this matters. Why does it matter if what they recycled ended up being in the trash? Why does it matter? Okay, so I'm basically, all I'm doing right now in my first 3 sentences is doing an introduction. Students collected this amount of waste. When items are recycled, they can be reused. By recycling, students reduce the amount of waste because it is able to be reused instead of being in a landfill. All I did was give an overview of the what, the why, and the reason why my question was important. And then I go to state, oops. Okay. Again, you cannot copy and paste this. No, honey. However, in this experiment, not every student had access to recycling bins. Here's the but. Here's the, well, it's great to recycle, but unfortunately not all of us got to do this. You may not have a however or but in your experiment, but this is like I'm segueing, I'm moving into talking about my data. Wow, the first 5 sentences, 4 sentences are just explaining and explaining why the who, what, where, when, why. Okay? In this experiment, not every student had access to a recycling bin. Okay, next question. I restated my testable question. What? This begs the question, how did these students impact the amount of total trash collected in the challenge? All I did was restate my question. Boom. First 6 sentences are basically an overview of what we did and how we generated this question and why it matters. Bro, that's so tough. It's not. Okay, then the next question, the next sentence, the amount of students unable to recycle increased by this amount, 22%. Does that sound familiar? This should sound real familiar. It's because it's my evidence. Oh my God, Ms. Davis, this was not even that hard. Dude, I just restated my evidence. Bruh, oh my gosh. So you're telling me, I'm telling you that 4 of the sentences out of your 12 sentences you already wrote. You're welcome. 4 of the sentences that you have to write, you already wrote. They were already there. Okay? So I continue. All right, so right now I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sentences in. 7 sentences in. Okay, so I need 5 more sentences. Okay, so then I just keep going on my data. There's this many items that were, not we. Do not say, that we deducted from overall recycling number and added them. So now I'm just explaining what I did in my evidence. Okay, again, overall total change from blank to blank. And then I'm going to wrap it up. Wrap it up. That's it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 questions. So in 3 more sentences, I just have to wrap up everything that I wrap it up. How do I do that? You can do it a couple different ways. You can kind of get into how this these students. You can wrap it up by saying or talking about how this could influence everybody. Like imagine if everybody had trash, or you can, I'm sorry, if everybody couldn't recycle, how bad it would be. Or you can mention that some people recycle, improperly. So imagine it this way. If you can recycle, but recycle wrong, you are in the, well, don't say you. Don't say you at all, sorry. If one can recycle, but recycles wrong, or if a individual, if an individual can recycle, but recycles wrong or improperly, okay, I like to sound fancy. Use the thesaurus, guys. If an individual can recycle but recycles wrong or improperly, this increases the amount of waste overall. Okay, or say something like, oh, I would say, this is just me being an English person-ish person. If an individual can recycle but recycles wrong or improperly, they would fall into the 22%. They had the best intentions, or those individuals they continue to increase waste in landfills. Boom. That's kind of saying, again, I'm sure this was bothering y'all, but okay. So this is saying proper grammar. If an individual can recycle but recycles improperly, they would fall into the 22%, like our other students. Like the other students. Like these students. I like it. Those individuals had the best intentions, however, they continue to increase waste in landfills. Being mindful of how much trash is accumulated. Yeah. And recycled. There's a lot you can say. There's a lot I won't. Scientifically, I want to say, or sorry, personally, I'd like to say, being mindful of how much trash is accumulated and recycled benefits the greater good. I would say makes one more morally, makes one environmentally, ethical. You're being a good person. By recycling, this what I just said is being mindful of how much trash is accumulated and recycled makes one environmentally ethical, meaning it makes you a good person. You have a good moral compass. You're doing the right thing. Okay, cool. So let me break this down one more time for you. I had an introduction. I restated what I did. I restated my testable question. I restated my claim and my evidence. Okay. Actually, this is my claim. This is my evidence. Okay. So, claim. Testable. Testable Q. Restated it. What am I doing with myself? So, there's an intro. Intro, students, testable Q, my claim. I restated my evidence. Okay. This is more, actually this is evidence too. Evidence, and then a conclusion. Oh my God, guys, this is like writing a mini essay, aka this is like doing ELA, but it's science. You're welcome. That's how you write this, guys. Great. So I did this whole assignment telling you step by step in 30 minutes. That puts it in perspective for you. Okay, guys? Take your time. Go back and double check. If you notice, did you notice that I counted the sentence backwards? Remember how I told you, so, you guys all know that I'm dyslexic, so how I check for spelling and grammatical errors, or if it doesn't sound right, is I read it backwards. Being mindful of how much trash is accumulated and recycled makes one environmentally ethical. That sounds good. Those individuals had the best intentions, however, they continue to increase waste in landfills. Yeah, good. I like it. I go backwards and read it through because you're used to reading it this way. So when you read it this way, you catch more errors and you hear things differently. So that's just my suggestion. Before you turn it in, read it backwards. Backwards as in the last sentence first, and the first sentence is the last thing you read. Okay? All right, guys. This should help you if you need it, but that's how I broke down reasoning. You have an introduction, you restate your testable question, you restate your claim, and then you use your evidence, and you have a conclusion. Okay? Why did we do this, and why does it matter? What did we do? Okay, what was our question? Here is our answer. Here is the evidence to back that up. And here's kind of why it matters. Why should you care? Why should you care that these kids couldn't recycle? Well, because they added to the waste. Like, could they help it? No, they're not bad people because they couldn't do it. But, hey, If you don't recycle properly or you don't recycle at all, you're creating 100% waste instead of just 70 or 30%. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, that's it for me. This video is super long, and I'm sorry, but you guys need a lot of help. So this should alleviate some of y'all haven't asked me questions. Fast forward, go back. So in the 35 minutes that you've been on here, here is the big reveal that I wanted to give. Okay, so you know how this says, due Friday? Cool. I'm not going to be grading these really until Monday. So as long as you turn in your assignment by Sunday night before midnight, it's not late. Okay, if you need more time to do this, if you're watching this video and you're really needing more time, I'm giving it to you. Okay, so in a normal in a normal classroom, you remember how I had that little trick that if you come into helps, so let's say there's an assignment that was due Monday and you come in Tuesday morning for helps, I don't count your assignment late, even if you need more time, because you made the effort. So here is me giving and extending that to you guys by saying, hey, you watched this 35-minute video. You are trying and you are really trying to put time into this. I'm giving you more time. I'm rewarding you putting the effort in by giving you more time. You can do this. If you turn it in before Sunday at midnight, it is not late. Okay? That is my gift, my sprinkle of love for you. You have the weekend to do it if you need it. Okay? I won't count it late because I appreciate y'all. I officially start grading. I might start grading over the weekend. Again, if you use questions that I gave standard, you're going to lose a point or two. Is it going to be a huge deal? No. It's just take it with a grain of salt and move forward. If you need to borrow a question, borrow the question. Okay? The testable question is not the biggest part of your thing. So getting knocked off a point, wow, that means I can only get a 19 out of 20. That's tough. You'll be all right, okay? And remember that if you make a mistake, I'll send it back to you and let you fix it, okay? So I'm giving you guys more time because honestly, I'm not gonna look at it anyway. So why put that stress on you when you don't need it? All right, so if you need more time, take it. You're welcome. Have a great weekend. Message me if you have any questions. Hopefully they're not going to see this video. All right, guys. Have a good rest of your night and weekend. Message me if you need it. Hasta la pasta, meatballs.